Hey everyone, Andrew here with Alpha again. Today, I want to launch one of our new 4-part series. I got a hair in my fucking eye. Just fell down.
Cut that out.
So in this first episode, we're going to talk a bit more about just the hunting rifle and our cartridges specifically. What I've got here is my hunting rifle. This 7 saw was built by Mike Manziel up in Montana. Titanium bedding blocks in here. It's a great build. It's performed really well for me at the NRL matches and for hunting. It's a little heavier than your standard, lightweight out west hunting rifle, but lift some more weights and learn how to pack and you'll be just fine. It's about 12 pounds, but from this I got my Manners stock, Leupold scope, my Lone Peak titanium action, benchmark barrel, K&M flow-through suppressor. It's pretty good. I run a couple different bipods, MDT right now, double pull on this, and then I also really like the Hatch bipods. Those are pretty phenomenal too. Always carry one of my handy Really Right Stuff tripods. One of the shorter ones though, it's perfect. Most importantly though, I want to talk about the cartridges. Not just ones we make, but what we also run in hunting ourselves, or myself. Particularly, I run the 7 saw. It's kind of like the big brother to 6.5 Creedmoor, not only because it's better, it's got more energy, it's just overall a phenomenal cartridge. So we're going to provide a couple easy graphs, and we're going to first go over kind of our drop-in yardage. So when you compare a 7 saw, in this cartridge right here, I'm running the 162 ELDM at 2850. That's water tested out of a 24-inch barrel. Standard 6.5 Creed loadings, you're looking at like the 147s, the 140 class bullets in the 2,800 feet per second range out of the same 24-inch barrel. So doing our dope chart in mils, pretty much the 7 saw and the 6.5 run about the same all the way out to 1,000 yards. You're gonna get a little less drop out of the 7 saw, one because of the velocity, two, that bullet weight is pretty nice on it, helps keep the momentum going, especially on those shorter yardages. But where it really comes to shine is in the energy. When you look at the kinetic energy, mass times velocity squared, not only are we pushing that heavier bullet at a faster speed, so it really pushes us into a different level of energy. I would actually say it's more comparable to the 6.5 PRC. So now we're going to throw up an energy chart and show you the difference there. Kinetic energy, I think, for me is a bit more important than the dope. You can always just adjust your scope as long as you know your dope out to range. That's easy to account for. But when we're looking at energy and being able to put down an animal, that's something that's more critical for me. When we compare the 6.5 Creedmoor to the 7 saw, you can see that the 7 saw has quite an advantage. It's almost 200 plus foot-pounds of energy greater than the 6.5 Creedmoor, all the way out to like 600-700 yards. So comparing the 7 saw to the energy of the 6.5 PRC, you can actually see that the 7 saw has more energy at the shorter yardage, and it's not until about that 400 yard point where the 6.5 PRC starts to take over from that saw on energy. But it stays very close all the way out to 1,000 yards. It's very comparable. The nice thing though is that this platform, the PRC can be run in a short action. The 7 saw is made for the short action. This one, it runs great, right at mag length, mag feeds, no issues. I would say your PRC cases are more for the medium long actions, depending which PRC case you're using, but the 6.5 in particular, I think you could just get the bang for your buck out of a short action. It's almost impossible to beat the 7 saw. For me, I like to be in that 1,000 foot-pound energy range, and so if we look at the 7 saw, we're right at that, it's right at 1,000 foot-pounds of energy at 1,000 yards. So with this cartridge, you can absolutely shoot out to 1,000 yards and kill an animal well. It's all about shot placement though. I don't particularly like to take shots that far. It's all dependent on terrain. That's something we're going to address in one of our upcoming videos. Our next videos in this series is shooter capabilities and really testing yourself to know your limits, where you can hunt an animal out to and have a good clean kill. We don't want to wound an animal. We want to make sure that our skill level matches what shots we're taking. Something that's also great about the 7 saw and incomparable to the 6.5 PRC is recoil. It's pretty minor recoiling, especially once you have any kind of muzzle device, either suppressors with a good brake on front or just shooting a regular brake. It's something I highly recommend for hunting. I think a lot of old traditional hunting styles are just pencil barrels, lightweight pencil barrels with no kind of muzzle brake because they blast people at the range. But the reason we use one, and I highly recommend it, is because when you're on target, you're shooting at an animal, you take that shot. If you have a good muzzle brake on, you're not going to have that rise. You're going to be able to see that shot placement on that animal or see your miss so that you can take a secondary follow-up shot. So I definitely recommend, if you're not hunting with a muzzle brake or any kind of suppressor, to switch to it. It's a valuable item to have on a rifle just so you can manage recoil better, especially when the rifle's, 7, 8, 9 pounds. So if you don't have a 6.5 Creedmoor or you're not looking to run a custom caliber cartridge, we do offer a few other standard hunting cartridges. In particular, the 7.08, that's a tried and true great cartridge to run. I also love the 7mm bullets, so it's another 7mm option, which I love to use. If we looked old school, it's not even old school, everyone still shoots it. 308 Winchester, another good one. For more of your prairie dog, coyote, predator hunting, our 22 Creedmoor, I dare to say you can push our 22 Creed the hardest. Sometimes it's not the safest, but you can definitely push it hard and have a little laser beam to smack some yotes. But we offer a lot of different cartridges that are great for hunting. My particular choice though, 7 Saw. For a short action cartridge, it's phenomenal. The speed of it, the drop and the energy, and the weight of the rifle using a short action. For me, it's the most well-rounded cartridge out there. I think we'll probably Photoshop it or edit in a couple pictures of the elk I shot last year with it, and it just blew its heart right apart. So it's a very, very capable system. So if you have any questions or tell us about some of the cartridges you like to use for hunting or what you're looking for in the hunting market, please leave them in the comments. We'll get back to it. We're going to have a 4-episode series here. So first, a quick one just about rifle and cartridge. Our next one's going to be actually going out, doing some load development, what we look for load development for our hunting season. And then after that, shooter capability, figuring out what distance we can shoot at. And then finally, some of my favorite, I'm a bit of a gear junkie, as a lot of shooters and hunters are. I'm going to go over all my hunting gear, especially my backcountry gear, and some general fitness stuff that we do to stay in shape to make our hunt more successful. So thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you next episode.